people, we are back again. In fact, Nigeria tear our list.
3-0.
We were making noise. We'll beat the 3-0. Lookman to score. We didn't know that Osimhen to score. Well, Osimhen was the only person that scored, but we connived to draw the match for no reason. Friends,
Yeah.
I'm not happy.
Now, I was telling all of us that the possibility of winning all the games en route qualification or during this qualification series is an impossible task. And I didn't expect, I wasn't just trying to be a prophet of doom, but I didn't expect that yesterday's match was going to be the one we were going to drop points. And I saw a lot of things I didn't like. I was glad with the reaction of the players after that. They were disappointed. Osimhen was visibly angry. But I think there was a lot we could have done better. And now, why we come outside to let's talk a bit about those stuff that we felt like we should have done better and where we can improve going forward. Now, just for context, this is the second game of Eric Schell as manager. I'm going to blame him and I'm not going to blame him. And we are going to see why as we continue this discussion. I beg you, say you never follow our page. First, quickly click the subscribe button, like this content, follow us, share it so that this discussion will reach everybody. Now, Sabubu, you're leading a game where you struggle to score 1-0 going into the 90th minute. And two or three scenarios within towards from the 80th upwards, Nigeria was exposed on the counter attack. The opponents were growing into the game. What do you expect your manager to do at that time?
I always say something about football. No matter how bad your tactics is, if you score when you have chances, you might be spared the blushes towards the end of the match. Zimbabwe were there for the taking in that game, be it the first half, be it the second half. And I think our changes came in quite late, to be honest with you, because Obi was struggling in that match. Indeed, he was nowhere to be found. I wonder what was wrong with Frank.
Now, we talked about Ndidi specifically on the show last time, and I was saying something. Ndidi looks so leggy. I don't know whether they tie dumbbells to the calf.
Maybe it's the Leicester form that's already affecting him.
No, but I mean, Ndidi balls for Leicester. I know the club is struggling, but as an individual, he's always impressive. But in the Super Eagles, he has always flattered to deceive. And I'm not just talking of his qualifiers. Okay. I don't see Ndidi that imposing himself on games whenever he's playing for the national team. And it's something that the manager has to look at. Although, we were now saying it would be good if someone like Onyedika was brought in to partner him in midfield. But yesterday, Onyedika was on the pitch when we considered that equalizer, and I'd just like us to look at it a little bit critically. Now, the ball was lost in the other half. The pass was threaded through to the Zimbabwean, to our right flank or their left flank. Osai went out to close down the winger. The ball was played infield. Ndidi was supposed to track. Onyedika had his eyes on the person making the runs in from the midfield. And then, of course, we don't want to talk about Ekong committing into the tackle a bit recklessly or prematurely, and then how the goal came about. But now, like I was saying, at that time of the game, I'll be expecting the manager to try to close out the game. There was better game management when we played Rwanda and Kigali. I don't know whether it's because we were away and the manager was conservative in one guide. Okay. But I expected at that time, you try to control, reduce the tempo of the game, frustrate your opponents a bit, and we're just still flying forward as if we wanted to win those scores since beginning of match. Now from 80th minute.
The coach saw the tactics of Zimbabwe was so pressure counter attack.
Yeah.
You now scored them and expected them to still stick to that
game plan.
They came at us, and in fact, I don't know what to say.
No.
To be honest, we messed up in that match big time. And right now, finishing first is by God's grace. Now finishing second is another problem because it is top four second place teams that will go through. We're not even second, we're not even third, we're fourth. By the time we manage to get to fourth, the second position
The
that
points that we might have
accrued. Then you look at go forward, go against, go difference. We might be at a
And then
disadvantage.
even if you're thinking about the playoffs this time around is not like other playoffs
It
where
is-
it was
it is-
continental.
it is very
It's an
rigorous.
interfederation playoff.
Because
That
you-
means you might go and play against CONMEBOL and against Asian Federation.
Before you even go to the playoffs, you need to
You go
play
play
an
off.
internal playoff in Africa.
So see this kind of thing now. They play don't off everybody.
So
Now, Sabu, what do we do going forward? What do you think we should do?
simple and short, I don't know if it was the coaches that invited this particular set of players. Maybe you know NFA.
You don't the shake people.
No.
You don't the shake people.
NFA has. They say they have a technical committee. Remember that.
Now then they commit all these things.
So right now, please, this man has seen the squad. He has seen the players that have come and played.
Yeah.
Let him be the one to invite the next set of players. The good thing about him is he comes to the local league, he watches matches. So he should let them leave that shown to him. Then if he fails, we know he failed. If he succeeds, we know he succeeds. The problem with NFF is you can't keep imposing players
On managers.
on managers. Let the man be the one to choose his team.
I mean, talking about NFF making decisions for the managers, I don't blame Shelf. I blame him, but I don't blame him. I blame him because he could have managed that game better.
Yes,
The
I know.
onus was on him to have contained the Zimbabweans and saw out that 1-0 lead. So for that, I will share. You will crack your shell small. But for being in this position where we have to start doing permutations again for World Cup qualification, I put the blame squarely at the feet of the administrators. That's the
Yeah,
NFL.
because
You gambled with our World Cup qualification campaign,
from the one.
appointing managers based on sentiments and whatever criteria, ludicrous criteria it was that they did, and then imposing players on them, doing favoritism, doing zoning and all this kind of stuff. Football in this era should be all about merit. If I want to zone in now, I will call my senator. They must put me for the next Super Eagles squad.
Well,
I don't get
when is the next international break?
That's in June.
In June. So let's hope for the best. Anything can happen. But right now it's a
Let
long.
me tell you, anything that's going to happen is not going to be just South Africa.
It's a long road because as it is South Africa to lose.
Yeah.
As it is presently, they are guaranteed of finishing first.
4 games
And
to
they're going to the
go.
World
4 games to go, and they already have a healthy lead, 8 to 13. But there's still hope. After all, for Nigeria, hope might be our breakfast.
Then another thing again is maybe God might just smile on Nigeria. There is an issue with South Africa that refused a player that
God will forgive you people.
that-
So now, wait, this thing diverts me. A whole Super Eagles, now, we dey pray till the top point.
So it's a deductive point. It doesn't really favor us, you know why? Because we're not the only people in that group.
No, whether
So it's not left for us to take our chances. But you know what? We'll be back again. We are very angry. Yesterday I couldn't eat. I felt so bad. But we are Nigerians. I've not renounced my nationality yet. Even if I'm thinking of going to a country that is like they only play cricket and rugby. But for now, I'm still in Nigeria.
that would be Afghanistan or Pakistan. Now, guys, I always say this: football is an unpredictable sport, and the reality, while we have the sentiments hoping that Super Eagles will blast everybody out of the water and will win all those games, I was always trying to tell you to be realistic. It's not possible. But what we expect and what the least that is required is that everybody puts in their best and you defend the shirt. You go out with ruthless aggression, you take your chances, you defend your goal.
Who are you talking to?
Sorry, I did talk to the players there, apart from the Seaman, because he himself the best pass me. So please, Super Eagles stars, this is what we expect of you. We are supporting you, we love you, and we love our country. We hope that you can get the job done, and we pray that the gods of soccer, whichever it is, that they will be in your favor, and
Well,
we can go to the World Cup.
It is for NFF. Bring our matches back to Lagos. Bring that, because if they're in Lagos,
the atmosphere will be different. No, it's not about trying. The atmosphere, the players feed off the crowd, the stadium, the atmosphere.
Next week we'll tell them
Uyo go just, all of you in Uyo, Mayo, people are not trying. Una dey for Uyo na video, una no fit make noise, una no fit sing.
Right. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye.